Hi everyone, this is Marina from Dance Star Astrology, and Pfizer have released a statement. And if you want to see what they actually wrote, go to Dr. John Campbell. I'll leave his link below because this was amazing because it actually had a time and a date and a location. So I just thought, wow, this is astrology gold for me. And as you know, I like to look at the astrology of the elites, and when they make announcements, it's a really important. It's just important. We can't ignore it because, in the law of the universe, when they do their evil doings, we need to give them their permission. And if they release a statement, they're telling us what they're doing. And if you watch Dr. John Campbell's broadcast, he goes through it, and it's a lot of gobbledygook. What are they referring to? We don't know what they're referring to. They're denying something, but we don't know what they're denying. So I thought, well, maybe the chart will tell us what are they talking about, So I'm not going to go into what I think they're trying to say because I don't know. I'm not going to look at what they actually said in the statement because I don't want to do that. But I want to have a look at the charts because maybe that will tell us something. And so when I pulled it up, I just thought, wow, because you got Mars on the midheaven on Aldebaran, which I think is the degree that Mars went retrograde at. Yes. Okay. Mars retrograde. Weirdly, I did talk about respiratory illnesses because Cafe Astrology said that Mars retrograde in Gemini, there can be some stalling of intellectual and mental initiative. Health issues may be a factor, especially in the areas ruled by Gemini, including the lungs. And yeah, in the article I said a lot of people will suffer in Europe this winter, even more than usual with the cold temperatures and heating crisis. And, there were a lot of excess passings aways as well. But the most interesting thing was the fact that it did, let's see when it was on Aldebaran though. Yes, there we go. So on September the 8th, it was direct. It was on Aldebaran, and it means great military preferment, but attended by much danger, liable to accidents, fevers, and violent death. So it is a violent death. And that's on the midheaven of this Pfizer announcement. Now it's direct on that star, and it's in this announcement, which I just think is really interesting. It's also found in Taurus's head. Now, another thing that's going on as well is World War III. And, the last time Mars was in retrograde over similar degrees and even time period was October the 28th, 1943, which was the Holocaust. And the first bombing of the Vatican on the neutral Vatican City. And it was all during World War II. So it was World War II related, but those are the ones that stood out to me. So it's kind of, again, it's interesting that it's like a very warish planet on the midheaven of this statement. They're putting it out there. They're taking us to war with biological weapons, I guess, So anyway, so that's that. It's also in a grand trine with the sun in Aquarius. That's not on any particular star, but with Ceres, which is biology, seeding. Ceres is also opposite Jupiter, which is the gods of all gods in Aries, rules Mars, and it's in the 8th house of the underworld. What star is that on? It's on no particular star, but also another thing is the rising star very important as well. Any stars on angles in these type of charts are very important. And the rising star is Zosma, which is in Virgo, and it's on the lion's back. It is known as the victim savior star. So they are being seen as the savior, like, rescuing us from this terrible virus. But isn't it weird? Again, it sort of mirrors the whole Mr. Gates thing, where you create a computer virus and then you make loads of money on the software that protects you from these viruses. It's just so weird. I mean, it's so in your face. I mean, obviously, and so in this chart, the victim savior, first you create the victims, and we're the victims. We need saving. So hey, we can protect you from this with this amazing software, which is the mRNA as well. It's just crazy. So that's the rising star. So anything else we can kind of glean from this? Obviously, opposite Aldebaran is always Antares, which is the anti-hero, and is the Scorpion, the heart of the Scorpion, and it's right at the bottom of the chart, so it's hiding below the surface. On the out in the world, the midheaven, you've got Aldebaran, which is that knight, the knight in shining armor who is going to slay the dragon or slay the virus. It's there. And but underneath it all, there is, its opposite, which is it's basically doing the opposite. And Scorpio has venom. Scorpio has poison. What else? So, all right, the chart ruler then, Mercury, is on Nunki, which it's in the arrow of the archer. What are arrows a bit like? Again, Mars also, and where is Mercury? It's in the 5th house, and it's trine Uranus, which is technology. 5th house is children. I don't know, is it coming for the children? I don't know. And I think that's all I can say, really, because I'm just an astrologer. I'm just looking at astrology and the timing. So yeah, all I want to say is, the timing of these things is really important. It's really interesting. And this is when I find astrology really useful, because they kind of invented, hang on, I almost missed something. Moon square Pluto. Pluto on sham. It's a sham. It's a sham. That's an actual name of a star. So they're telling us something. It's kind of interesting. It's always good to look at these orrery charts, because it kind of works like a question chart. It's like, well, what are they talking about? What is this about? All right then. So that's it. I just wanted to look at this chart. Thanks for listening. All the best. Bye bye.